Well, this is Baruch Fleischman here. I'm at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and it's time for the ultimate connection with God, the seven-step guide to Jewish spirituality. Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran. It's a world traveler, Rabbi Mimran. The book is, I know, at least in its second printing, and you should order it. Because as we get deeper into the book, this is not something like, it's not like casual reading. It's not casual reading even now, but we'll see how it goes. So, this says like this. This is written by the Meirim and Enayim, he says. Parshas Kitzeis. Let me see. Kitzeitze. Okay, so it says, anytime a person connects his thoughts to Hashem. So we've been talking about the connection, the ultimate connection is what we're talking about. He and his soul are immediately connected to him, and him to you. So you think, well, he said before, where your mind is where you are. Now, when we're praying in the morning, afternoon, and evening, we have all kinds of thoughts come into our mind. So he's just letting us know that where your mind is where you are, and if your goal is to, he's still letting me know this, is if my goal is to connect to Hashem, then I have to be able to learn how to use the control that is necessary to get behind the thoughts that intrude into my prayer, and bring my prayer back into a higher sense of purity. So Rabbi Mimran writes in this section is called the witnessing presence. Now let's see what he means. You might have had a glimpse of how the timeless can transform your perceptions. But an experience is not enough, no matter how beautiful or profound. What is needed and what we are concerned with is a permanent shift in consciousness. Now let's see the first part. You might have had a glimpse of how the timeless, this word timeless seems to me, can transform your perceptions. But maybe the word was time. I'm not sure. The timeless doesn't seem to fit there. What is needed and what we are concerned with is a permanent shift in consciousness. For myself, I'm continuously to try to have a shift in consciousness, but it's not so easy. So I'm thinking that it's something you have to try and try and try. Make it your practice to withdraw attention from past and future and all its distractions whenever they are not needed. Because we're constantly thinking about what happened or what will happen and worry about it and go like that. He says if you don't need it, don't think about it. Step out of the time dimension as much as possible in everyday life. Now, as another idea, he says the time dimension. What is that? Well, I got to get it done by this, or this is bearing on me, and I got to do this, and everything is like that. Even down to, using the facilities. You have to work the time in when you could do this. If you find it hard to find that stillness in your life, start by observing the habitual tendency of your mind. You'll observe that the future is usually imagined as either better or worse than the present. If the imagined future is better, it gives you hope or a pleasurable anticipation. If it is worse, it creates anxiety. Both are illusory. Through self-observation, more conscious awareness comes into your life automatically. Let's read this phrase again. Go ahead and turn the page there. He said, what did he say? Through self-observation, watching yourself. He used to say to me when I was learning this, and I with him, and he was teaching me some of these things, he says, can you imagine looking at yourself, say, like from up above? I mean, right now I'm sitting at a table, and I'm saying over these words from Rabbi Mimran. So can I picture myself like that? Through self-observation, more conscious awareness comes into your life automatically. Whenever you are able to observe your mind as the witnessing presence, you are no longer trapped in it. Be present as the watcher of your mind, your thoughts and emotions, as well as your reactions in various situations. Be at least as interested in your reactions as in the situation or person that causes you to react. Notice, so let's read that again. He said, be at least as interested in your reaction. So watch yourself. You see how you react to different things that people say, as in the situation or person that causes you to react. You see someone that, either you liked very much or you didn't like very much. And now how do you react to that? You go watch that. Notice how often your attention is in the past or future. Don't judge or analyze what you observe. Watch the thought. Feel the emotion. Observe the reaction. Don't make a personal problem out of them. You will then feel something more powerful than any of those things that you observe. The still observing presence itself behind the content of your mind. The silent watcher. So the words are, there's an observing presence, which is behind, which I think means to mean panimi too, means it comes first, the content of your mind. That is the silent watcher. Once you can feel what it means to be connected to your soul, it becomes much easier to simply choose to step out of the time dimension whenever time is not needed for practical purposes and move more easily into the spiritual experience. This does not impair your ability to use time, past or future. Obviously you have to live in this world. This world is a physical world that you have to have, and you're dealing with time. Every day is a new day, and time is marching on. This does not impair your ability to use time, past or future, when you need to refer to it for practical matters, nor does it impair your ability to use your mind. In fact, it enhances it. When you do use your mind, it will be sharper and more focused. So as the blurb, which we always like to get this little blurb here, it says, watch the thought, feel the emotion, observe the reaction. Don't make a personal problem out of them. Okay? That's the challenge. That's what we have to do. This is Baruch Fleischman listening to Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran and his great book, The Ultimate Connection with God.